Welcome back to another live and amplified Indie Fusion podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we're back at it again with another amazing podcast today. We have a very special guest. We have Billie Jo Jones. How's it going today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing really well. It's a nice Wednesday. We'll put it that way. It was
Yes,
busy today, but
yes.
so and enjoying this Texas weather while we still got it. So
Oh, for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
awesome. So how's everything been going? You've been really busy since the last time we talked at CRS back in February, March, whenever that was, and got a new album out. So how's everything been going?
Oh my gosh. It has absolutely been a whirlwind. I feel like since CRS, there's just been so many amazing things happen. My first ever country album just came out a few weeks ago. I had my first ever number one in Texas, and I think we're pretty close at having my second number one in Texas, hopefully either this week or tomorrow, or not either this week or next week is what I meant. And so we've been working really hard doing that, and I've played some really amazing shows. I got to jump on stage at the Grand Ole Opry with Lee Greenwood for a benefit concert there. So it's just it's been amazing. I've been super blessed.
Nice, nice. It's always really cool to kind of see how quickly things happen to
Hmm.
people, especially to super talented musicians like yourself. Just like
Thank you.
what I feel like when we talked at CRS, it was a lot of these things could happen, and
Hmm.
then just one thing kind of happens, and then the next, and the next, and it's been really cool to kind of watch everything unfold for you.
Yeah, it's been really awesome.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. I feel like in like when it's happening, and I feel like other people can say this, like I feel like when it's happening, it doesn't feel like it's happening fast. And
Hmm.
then you look back, like a week or two ago or like 6 weeks ago, and you're like, oh man, like that just kind of like it flew by. Like,
Yeah.
everything just kind of happened so fast. So yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's why whenever I'm in those kind of moments, I try and enjoy it as much as I
Hmm.
can because
Yeah.
it's like tomorrow it's going to be gone. So,
Yeah. And I have to like tell myself that because I get so wrapped up in like, okay, we did this, what's next? Like what are we doing next? When's the next song going out? And I need to tell myself to like stop, slow down, and like enjoy these moments that are happening because you will never get these moments back. So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you dropped a new album a couple of weeks ago.
I
Uh,
did.
what's the story behind this project? How long have you been working on it?
So I actually started working with Kent Wells, which is Dolly Parton's producer, a couple years ago. So we've been working on this album for a couple years, and I've we wrote some really great songs, and I had Lynn Snow, the guy that owns Get Joe Records, wrote several of the songs as well. And I don't know. We worked so hard on it, and I was so excited. But of course, I wanted it out like right then. Like I was like, okay, let's record them, get them done, get them out there. And we kind of held on to them for a little while. Getting the record done, and Dolly was actually recording her rock album,
Mhm.
and so I didn't get to get in the studio until probably almost a year. After we, wrote all the songs and stuff. So, but once we got in the studio, we knocked them out and got the CD or the songs are now out on
Yeah.
digital. We did a digital release, and then we did we only did 300 signed vinyls. So it's a limited edition vinyl. There's still a few of them left, so if anyone wants one of those, go snag one. They're on my website. But I love vinyls. I'm a big vinyls girl, so very excited, super proud of this album. And I'm telling you, I don't think there's a skip song on the whole album, but I'm a little partial. So
Fair, very fair. I was actually before you jumped on here, I was just going through your website to just make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, and I saw
uh-huh.
you had vinyl on there, and I was like, my wallet is literally 20 feet over here, and I'm like, she's gonna be on in 2 minutes, so I'll get it afterwards. I'll deal with it afterwards. So,
Oh,
but
that's awesome. Yeah,
uh,
I'm excited for them.
yeah, that's I'm trying to build a nice independent musician collection of vinyl just because I
Yeah.
know how expensive vinyl is, but
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, that is crazy.
now who did you go through to press your vinyl?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I know I should probably know that. And you're the second person to ask me that. So now, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to go look it up because I should know, but I do not know off the top of my head.
that's fair. It's because I ask because when early on during like the pandemic times, when people were pressing vinyl, they'd have to go like out of the country to get their vinyl
Oh, wow.
because there wasn't anybody really pressing in the
Uh-huh.
States. And now obviously vinyl's made such a resurgence, so
Yes. Yeah.
they're starting to come back around.
I hope it stays around and where it's easier to get because
Mhm.
I love vinyls. I mean, most cars don't even have CD players in them anymore. So that was one of the things like people just they really don't buy CDs. So, I
Mhm.
mean, in my opinion from what I've seen, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I mean, I keep getting demos and all that stuff, and it's like they're all CDs. It's like I really don't have any way to play. Like I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it just because
Uh-huh.
it's a nice little catalog of the musicians I've worked with,
Yeah.
but it's like I really have no way to listen to it, so I'm gonna ultimately just go on Spotify. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
feel that.
But so the name of the album is Some Girls Don't Cry.
Hmm.
Uh, where does that name kind of come from, or why'd you call the project that?
Well, we called it that because there's a song on the album called Some Girls Don't Cry. It's
Mhm.
actually my current radio single that's out right now. And we felt like that was just going to be the best name for the album. And it's, turning out to be it really is. And people, there's so many girls that relate to that song. And I even had a lady on Instagram. She was like, I'm happily married, but I'm screaming this song at the top of my lungs. So I just, because it's talking about, a girl gets dumped by a guy and instead of crying about it, she just goes out with her friends and has a good time. And
Mhm.
this lady's like, I'm happily married, but I'm still going to scream this song at the top of my lungs. So I think it's great. So many people relate to it. And I'm definitely one of those girls that if I can at all keep from it, I definitely don't want to cry, or at least not in public. Like I will, you can hurt my feelings and I'll just be like, okay. And then I'm going to go behind closed doors and cry probably. But,
Yeah.
but I try to keep a stirring face in public. So
Sure. And then you also have a music video out, right? For Some Girls Don't Cry?
I
Or is that a,
do.
yeah.
I do. I do. I got to bring about 8 of my friends from Texas, and we all went to Nashville and filmed this music video all around Nashville. If you watch the video, you will see so many of my favorite places in Nashville. We made a stop at Layla's there in on Broadway there in Nashville, and went over on the West End, like where Winners and Losers
Mm.
is. That's another one of my favorite places, and got to drive around in this Hummer limousine thing. It was really cool. So my friends had a good time filming that. So you'll have to check it out.
Nice, nice. It's a really cool music video. I enjoyed watching it.
Thank you.
I I think I saw it like within the first couple days that it dropped, and it was
Yeah.
I I spent a lot of years doing film work as like an
Okay.
independent film producer, and so I always enjoy kind of watching these music videos from up and coming artists and like artists that are like on their way, and it's just like it's really cool to kind of see what a small budget can do or what
Yeah.
a limit like not having a multi-million-dollar production crew filming
Hmm.
a music video can do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it definitely really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was fun.
So yeah. So with Some Girls Don't Cry, the album's out now. It's up on Spotify. You'd mentioned that there's a few vinyl left for it. Um, when you started working on this project, did you originally set out to record an entire album, or were you just kind of writing songs and it just ended up turning into a album?
No, our ultimate goal from the beginning was to do my first ever album because I have released several singles, over the past few
Yeah.
years, and we really wanted to put together an album that is me and show people, kind of what I've been working on, what I've been trying to, write better songs and have better lyrics and melodies and stuff. And just kind of show me. So I think that's kind of what this album does. And it's because I definitely am trying to be, I love traditional country music with my whole heart. I love, I grew up listening to Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Ray Price, George Jones, Tammy Wynette, all the greats. But I love some of today's country that is out there. And I
Yeah.
mean, I love Lainey Wilson. I love Cody Johnson. Zach Top is, one of my favorites. And so we kind of blended, I want to blend traditional country music with modern to
Mhm.
kind of mix both worlds, I guess. And I think we accomplished it. I think we did a really good job with it. So,
Yeah, it's definitely got an homage to classic country, but it
hmm.
appeals to a more modern audience,
Yes. Yeah.
if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, I love it.
But it's definitely a catchy album, and I hope everybody goes and listens to it and
Yeah.
Spotify as
Yeah.
after this podcast is over, the Spotify link will be in the description, all that fun stuff.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Uh, so are you currently playing shows to support this album, or where you kind of at show wise right now?
Oh yeah. I think I've already played probably 75 shows this year. So I play shows every single weekend. I either do acoustic shows, but I've been doing a lot more full band shows this year. We've been traveling more out of Texas this year with my band. So we've kind of been all over the place, and it has been so much fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always, worked my tail off and played shows. I think last year I wound up playing like 150 shows or something last year. But this year it's kind of been, I'm kind of at the, I guess at the level where I've had to turn down some shows. Like I can't
Hmm.
take every single show that comes my way. And I used to always like take every single one of them, as much
Yeah.
as I could. But now I've had to tried to be a little bit pickier. And I mean, the biggest thing is we want to get to that next level. And
Hmm.
so we need to put butts in seats. We need to sell tickets.
Yeah.
And if I go play down the street for free, I can't turn around and play, down the other street and charge, $10
Yep.
to get in to see
Yeah.
me. So it's kind of I hate it, but then love it at the same time because I do understand, like, from the business side of things, like
Hmm.
where we need to go next. So
Yeah.
it's been good. It's been a lot of fun, and I love playing shows all over as much as I can. And I'm a little partial to full band shows because I get to put my guitar down and run around on stage and dance and sing and interact with the crowd, and I love it. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You brought up an interesting point there, which is something it took me a long time to kind of understand, turning down the free shows so that the paid shows mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
When I was living out in New Mexico, there was a promoter that owned a venue that when you signed on to do a show, you also signed an agreement that you would not play a show within 30
But
days of
then
your
yeah.
yeah, within 30 days of the show of at the
Hmm.
venue. And we always thought that that was some kind of power play, but then we realized that it was no, he's like literally wants these shows to mean something and the bands to make money,
Yes.
because the free show ain't paying you but $75, but his show he's going to cut you 20% of the door.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. For sure.
yeah. So it was just kind of interesting to hear you bring that up. And it's like,
Hmm.
yep, it took me a long time to learn that lesson. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so outside of music, what have you been getting into recently? I know you've got a lot going on, but when you do get 5 minutes to yourself, what do you like to do?
Oh, I never have 5 minutes to myself.
Fair.
Besides right now, does this count? Me and you, does this count as
Yeah,
my 5 minutes?
I,
Um,
I,
No, I'm so busy all the time. Like I've been back and forth to Nashville quite a bit over the past few weeks. I played some shows, I had some meetings, I've done some writing. And then I'm here. It's really all about music. I do have kiddos. So my kiddos are football is starting. So my
yeah,
son's first tackle football game is tomorrow. So I am
nice.
like very excited about it. I'm one of those like super like way too
Mm,
competitive moms. So I'll be the one yelling in the stands tomorrow night. So, but
nice.
my son is he's so fast, probably one of the fastest ones on the team, and he's playing several different spots like running back and
Mm,
wide receiver and something else. So whatever. I just hope he makes a lot of touchdowns. So yeah, my life will be consumed with football on Thursday nights. So
nice. That's
I'm
fair.
excited.
So is it like a pee-wee football, I'm guessing?
No, he's middle school. So he's
Okay.
playing middle school. He's in seventh grade. So
Okay.
seventh grade football, and that he finally gets to play tackle football, and he's so excited. So
Nice. That's cool. I was trying to think of what we called it back. So I'm originally from Chicago, and
uh-huh.
we had like a program, but it went from like second grade up until you went into high school, and
Oh, cool.
it was all kind of considered pee-wee, even though there was different like age brackets and
Okay. We
kind of
had
like
something like that we called it I think Youth Football
mhm,
Association, and it was flag football. But
okay,
they have tackle too, but they had a
yeah,
tackle youth and then they had a flag youth football
mhm.
association. So
Nice. That's
cool.
cool. So your life will be, as of tomorrow, become football,
Football
music.
on Thursday nights. Yeah. Football, music, back and forth to Nashville. I'll be back and forth to Nashville a little bit more frequently than normal over the next few weeks because we've got a lot of meetings and a lot of writing that I'm
Mhm.
going to be doing, and I'll probably be there a couple days, you know, in the beginning of the week,
Mm,
and then back home for a few days, and then gigs on the weekend. So, trying to make it all work, and I
right.
really need like 10 of me really to kind of to be wherever I need to be. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it. If I wasn't busy, I would be so bored. Like I have to be doing something. Like I can't just
right.
be sitting still.
Right. I'm kind of the same way. Like after this, I'm literally going grocery shopping just because I need something to do. Like
Oh yeah,
normally,
I feel
normally I
that.
have normally I have podcasts like all the way up until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And
Mhm.
today all my podcasts were like super early. So it's like by 6 o'clock,
Oh,
I don't
that's
have nothing to
perfect.
do. So yeah. So I saw you're coming down to Waxahachie here in a couple weeks, or is it? Yeah.
Waxahachie. Um, where am I? I'm actually there this Sunday. I'm singing at a church.
Okay.
There's a cowboy church there this Sunday, but I think I know the gig you're talking about.
I saw it on your website, so I
Maybe it's
figured,
in November,
yeah,
or
that's what it
maybe I'm
is.
wrong. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, and I can't. Nope, that's not the right place. Let me think. There's a
It's
new place I'm playing, and it's called. No,
hold on.
you're right. It's in. Oh gosh.
Wax it.
You
Let's
just look.
see. Hold on. I got it.
Okay, you have it because I cannot think for the life of
It's
me.
October 19th
Oh, that's
with
right. Rocket
Lane.
Cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one.
Rocket Cafe in Waxahachie, Texas. Yeah, we're
Yep.
doing a full band show, and then I'm bringing out there's a guy that started following me on Instagram, and he reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm, you know, new, you know, starting to play shows, and
Hmm.
would love to come open for you sometime." And so I went and checked him out, and I was like, "Man, I like him. Like he's pretty good. His name's Lane Bricker.
Hmm.
But he's going to come out and play a few songs
Nice.
and kick things off for us. So that'll be a really fun night. I've heard that venue is really cool, so I'm really
Nice.
excited.
I'm gonna have to check it out. That's the
Yeah.
closest to me.
Is
So
it? Where are you at?
I'm in Waco.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I've
Yeah.
been trying. I want to get in the backyard, Waco, so bad. Like my band lives in Waco. Two of my
Hmm.
guys live in Waco, so it would just be perfect to come play there sometime. So we'll get in there at some point,
Nice.
hopefully.
Who are the two guys that live here?
Shane Hall, he's
Okay.
actually a music professor at the college too,
Uh,
teaches music.
okay.
And he's my keyboard slash band leader. So
Hmm.
he lives there, and then Jacob Smith plays drums for me, but he also plays
Okay.
bass. But
Okay.
they both, you know, went to school there and graduated and went to Baylor,
Nice.
as well. So yeah,
Okay. Shane Hall sounds familiar.
yeah.
I think I've seen him around a little bit. So,
Probably. He plays with a couple other they both used to play with Holly Tucker quite a bit
okay.
too.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I think Shane might be playing with Holly tonight. Holly's playing somewhere in Waco. I don't remember where,
Yeah.
but I saw it.
She's got I think she's got a residency on Wednesday night somewhere here in
Oh
town.
yeah, I
So,
think so. I think
um,
so.
it's so hard to keep track anymore. It's just like,
I
yeah, Wednesday.
Everyone
Yeah.
I mean, all of us are out doing the same thing, and it's hard to like, okay, I'm gonna go see so and so.
Hmm.
Or, you know, I couldn't imagine like not like playing music, but if I
Hmm.
wasn't playing music, I would be the type that would want to go watch music. And like, how do you pick and choose like who you're
Right.
gonna go see or like where you're gonna go see them at? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that would be so hard.
Oh, it is. Every time I go to Nashville, it's like, oh, hey, come see my show tonight. Okay, you've just joined the list of like 40 other musicians that said the same thing. So,
Yes.
how do
That's
I do
funny.
this?
Yeah.
So, that's awesome. Um, so what's kind of the plan looking forward for the rest of the year? Obviously, summer's is summer officially over yet or almost
Yes.
over? So,
I think summer was officially over what last week
yeah,
before. I don't
that
know. I
sounds
think it
about
was
right.
pretty. I didn't think that was even a thing, and I
Hmm.
saw it on Facebook, I think, or something.
Yeah,
And I was like, I didn't even know that was a real thing. But I thought summer was over when school started back, so I feel like summer was over back a long time ago.
right, right.
But yeah, it's. I think it's officially over. So I mean, the rest of the year is we are just trying to write better songs than the ones that are on this album because we're getting
Hmm.
ready to record the next album.
Yep,
I think there's talk of maybe doing a Christmas album next year.
nice.
So we might be doing that. And then, you know, just playing shows every weekend. And I'm back and forth to Nashville and about to be more in Nashville than Texas, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of all over the place right now. So
Fair enough. I was literally about to ask where you were at creatively, but since you're full or getting ready to be pretty much full on writing, it's seems like that's the focus once kind of everything starts to take shape, I guess,
uh-huh.
for the rest.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Awesome. But if anybody wants to check out your music, any of that fun stuff, where's the best place to find you?
Yeah, y'all can go to my website, billiejojones.com. It's BILLIEJO Jones.com. It'll give you links to everywhere you need to go. If you want to find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, you can go check it out on my website and send me a message. Come see a show sometime, or ask me a question. I'm the one that responds back on all my social media, Facebook, TikTok. If you see something, if you see a comment, it's me.
Mhm.
So give me a comment, give me a question, and come see a show sometime. It'll be a good time.
Sure. I can attest she does answer every Instagram message.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
sure
never,
try to. Sometimes they get missed. Instagram and me are not friends, honestly.
oh,
I'm
I,
trying to be friends with Instagram, but I really hate it.
no, yeah.
So
I have to like literally once a week go through go back as far as I can on my Instagram messages just to
yes,
make sure I didn't forget anybody or forget
yeah,
to respond or I can't tell you how many times I thought I sent a message and that message is still sitting in the text box
oh
waiting
yeah,
to be sent. So
oh yeah. I've done that before too.
it's so embarrassing. But before we wrap this up, what's a piece of advice you have for the young musicians out there?
Oh man. I guess the biggest thing for me that I've learned is to just keep on. Like no matter how many doors are shut, because a lot of doors have been shut in my face over the last several years, to keep pushing forward and remember that every single um connection or relationship that you make with someone could be very important down the line. So
Mhm.
always treat everyone with love and respect, no matter if you may not really like them or vibe with them, still respect them, and they will respect you for that in the long run because you may need them one day down the road.
Mm.
So that would be my advice.
For sure. I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration
Yeah,
because
I've learned that the hard way. Don't ask me
right.
how. So just keep it in mind and
Yeah.
don't be like me. Even though I didn't intentionally do that, I just accidentally came across a certain way one time
Hmm.
a couple of years ago. So
Fair.
I will always remember it.
Fair. I've blown up my fair share. I've blown up my fair share of bridges that
Oh
have
yeah.
come back to haunt me.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Uh, but once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's
Thank
been an
you for
absolute
having me. I
blast.
appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch y'all later.